Welcome to another video in our series on finding, writing, and citing. Today's video is the first of two parts in a series we're doing on taking notes and keeping them organized. In scholarly writing, you need to indicate where you got your information. You have to be able to direct your reader back to the source, whether you are paraphrasing in your own words, adding your commentary, or quoting the words exactly. In dissertation-length work, it is not uncommon to use 25, 50, or even 100 sources, and while you will list these sources in alphabetical order in your bibliography, your use of them in your text will be in the order in which they are needed to support your argument. If you don't stay organized, it is very easy to lose track and to end up spending hours and hours going through your sources, trying to pin down the information you are sure you encountered somewhere in your research. So you want to take notes, and you want to organize the notes so that they are easy to retrieve. In the next video, we will demonstrate doing this in a free tool, Google Keep. I'm sure you could adapt other tools for the same purpose, and there are also note-taking software products and online services available if you don't mind paying out of pocket. Although it limits your copy and pasting capability, you can even use paper note cards. In fact, in this video, we will use the note card to illustrate the basic concepts you need to keep in mind to stay organized. You want to have two categories of cards, the source card and the topic or subject card. Let's start with the source card. When we say source, we mean the book or article that you are referencing. All of your sources should have a card, and there should only be one card per source. Let's start with the list of works we used in our videos on RefWorks. Let's take the first source in the list. Note the bibliographic information. That's it. There are no quotes or comments, just the information required to cite it. We do the same with all the rest of our references. When we take notes, we are not going to repeat all this information on every card, so we need a shorthand way of referencing them. So let's just give them each a number, and in our notes we'll simply refer to them by their number. Now on to our topical cards, the cards where we actually make our notes. Let's say we're reading from our first online source and we find something noteworthy. We make the note, we add the page number where we found the information, and then we add the shortcut number to link it to our reference. Now here is why we call this a topical card. It's up to each researcher to determine the terms to use, but if we are amassing a pile of notes from numerous sources, it can help greatly in retrieving information later if you assign a term that describes the main topic of your note card. You might even add more than one. Another thing we want to keep track of right at the outset is if we are quoting directly. So be sure to use quotation marks if you are. In this second card from the same resource, we have a statement of fact about the Florida health inspection put in my own words, but the fact can be verified on page 660 of the resource. So let's say that we are in the composition phase, writing a chapter or a portion of a chapter on mercury levels. Source 1 was an obvious source, but our second source, which was primarily about oil spills, also mentioned mercury, and even mentioned mercury in the context of public health, while our fourth research mentioned the context of economics and fisheries. When we write our section on climate change, we reshuffle our cards accordingly, and whenever we use one, we know the source of information on it. Okay, this video covered the techniques for taking notes and keeping them organized. Use physical note cards if that is your preference, but in the next video, we will show you how you can keep electronic equivalents using Google Keep.